Does anybody out there believe me? Because I am not a DJ at all. All right. So thank you guys for taking time out of your day and calling in. We're going to go through this. We have some really good information to share with you guys today. A couple of really exciting announcements that we'll get to. As you know, you guys, welcome to the third workshop so far, third of our Wednesday workshop installation. We'll go on about every other week for these. And I know you guys have seen, as we've been posting up the sales on GroupMe, we're off to a really, really good start this week. So thank you guys from that. Your efforts are definitely appreciated. As I mentioned, we've got some really good announcements to make. There's a couple of things on there that are really going to help you guys close some more sales and get you fired up. We're also going to hear from Yvonne and from Clint before I share the good news with you guys. And before we get to those two folks too, just a couple of things I wanted to that I noticed this week I wanted to cover. So the first is I just want to touch on the power of momentum, right? You know how you guys feel when you make a sale at the very end of the day, just what a great way to finish off that day is and how good you feel. Well, last week, Jem at South Florida, she made 3 sales in one day for $2,600, and she was flying high. Also last week, Chris, Georgia Southern, he had 3 sales. His were for $4,199, so $4,200 from Chris in 1 week. So he's flying high. We've got reps now who are consistently making 4 or 5 sales a week, and they're on fire. So that feeling you guys get when you're in the zone? That's the focus and the confidence that creates momentum. You guys are on cloud 9 and you feel like nothing can bring you down. Well, this entire summer starts off like a small snowball rolling down a hill, right? The more clients that you get, the bigger and the bigger the snowball gets. The more confident you are, the easier it is to get on a roll. And everybody can do this, guys. It's a mindset. You have to think of it that way. No one gets worse as they continue to sell, right? No one gets worse. And they don't sell less people in the second half. They're going to sell more people in the second half of the summer than in the first. You guys, the more you do this, you're only going to get better and better and better. So the best weeks for you guys are still ahead of us. Most of you guys are going to sell more ads in the last 3 or 4 weeks of the summer than you did in the entire first half of the summer. But you're only going to get there if you guys keep your head up and keep your confidence high and keep going. So the second thing that we're seeing that I wanted to talk about is the power of change. Since Clint and I have been out in the field traveling, and since you guys have been role-playing with Yvonne, we've started to see a whole lot of change taking place, and it's moving us in the right direction. Some of you guys are admitting that what you're currently doing isn't working, and you're making these adjustments accordingly after speaking with Yvonne or working with Clint and myself. So the good news is we're just getting started, right? Most of the sales we've seen so far this week have come from people whose names that maybe we haven't heard too many times yet. People who last week probably thought, oh, my God, this is impossible. I don't know if I'm ever going to make a sale. And now they're believing that nothing is impossible. And that's a great thing to see. So my personal goal for all of you is to have a breakthrough moment this week, starting today. If you feel you've already had a breakthrough, great, then push yourself farther. If you're in a slump, call me or call Clint or call Yvonne and ask us, what could you be doing differently? We are here to help you guys throughout the entire summer. So call us, right? If you're somewhere in the middle, don't be satisfied with being average. Push yourselves to be exceptional. We hold ourselves to the exact same standard, and we never ask anything of our reps in the field that we're not actively doing ourselves. That's the commitment that truly separates the good from the great in life, being willing to do what others aren't so that you can achieve what others won't. So that's my message to you today. I appreciate everybody's commitment to that. Push yourselves so that you can achieve things that the others won't. Also, 4 things. Jot these down, 4 little bullet points, guys. Continue to think about these 4 things that we keep covering in our calls and in the videos we send out with you, right? So number 1 is the fundamentals. The fundamentals of this is get to 30 businesses a day or as close to that number as you can. Activity and getting in front of as many people as possible each day is what makes this possible, right? The second point is the 4-point approach, right? Keep it simple. Who are you? Who are you with? Why are you there? And then ask them a question. Just keep it simple. Don't start selling. It's the approach. You're just introducing yourself. All right, the third point. Work the ROI on every single call. During every single meeting, any chance you can, work the ROI. That gets them thinking about the money that they can make. Critical. You should have those ROI worksheets on every single call. Okay? And the fourth and the last thing that we keep going over is stand your ground. Now, when you guys get objections, stand your ground and ask questions, right? If you're going to go down swinging. Don't just take a no. Ask them, why is it a no? Why don't you want to reach out to the college student? Why don't you feel like coupons are an effective way to get a student to spend their money with you? Why won't you give me 2 minutes of your time if I can show you how to make $10,000 and not spend that much to get it? Stand your ground and ask questions, guys. All right, those 4 points. I asked you guys to write them down. Put it on a Post-it note. Put that Post-it note in your car. Put it on your mirror. Remind yourself all day of these 4 things. This afternoon and the rest of the week, remember these 4 goals all day and hold yourself accountable to them, right? Think about these before every time you walk into a business, and this will help you guys in the conversation and move it forward, I promise. All right, so thanks for letting me get that off my chest. Let's go to Yvonne. I'm going to turn it over to Yvonne. She's going to talk to you about some organizational fundamentals as well. These are just daily tasks you guys need to perform to set yourself up to be successful. So, Yvonne, the mic is yours.
All right. Thank you very much. I also want to thank you all for getting out of the heat long enough to take all this information in. It's extremely important. And though part of it just seems like it's mundane, it isn't. These are the small steps that can actually help you stay successful. So at the end of the day, whatever your routine is, whether it's meeting up again with your team, whether it's going home and taking your shoes off and taking a shower, then sitting down to your computer, or whatever that looks like, there are certain things that are important to do. I am making the assumption that you are all taking notes when you're in the field. And by notes, I mean when you're talking to the gatekeeper, who is the owner? Not just the business card, who is the owner? When do they come in? Are they there once a week? Do they have another office? Is there another shop on the other side of town? How long have they been in business? What type of advertising? Any information that you can get from that gatekeeper, I would like to think that you're writing that down somewhere, because that is your tool the next time you walk in. So those are really important pieces that you need to remember. So at the end of the day, and for me, and different people do it different ways. I won't tell you how to organize it, but I will tell you that this information is important to find a way to write it down. For me, I would use a notebook, and I would have 2 sections of the notebook, those multi-divided ones. And in one, I would have shop names, and at the top you would have their shop name, and that information I would put in there. So I know I can do this. I know that this person has 2 shops. He's at this shop on Tuesday. He's at the other one on Thursday, etc. Their name is, they've been in business this long. That would be on there. Then I would have another piece of paper that would start my date of every day. Today's Wednesday, 6/24. So I would have that down and where I'm planning on visiting. What I would do on the organizational piece per shop, that you're going to use over and over until and even after you get your sale there. So remember that it's there. I don't suggest you spend your prime time organizing and emailing. When you have prime time, 9 to 5, be on the streets. Do your scheduling, your sit down and that kind of thing. Do that at home later. Do not do that in the middle of your day. You're just going to lose time where you want to be in those shops, hitting those 30 businesses a day. Those are going to be extremely important. That brings me to a point about emailing. Emailing to get an appointment is going to get you nowhere fast. The best way you're going to get an appointment is walking into establishment face-to-face. It seems like it's repetitive, and it is, but it's going to get you into the owner 10 times faster than if you're going to take back that information and try to email them for an appointment. The time to use email information is to confirm details of a finished contract and what day to pick up your final payment. Those are the kinds of confirmation emails you can have. Setting up an appointment, you're not going to get very far. You need to be person to person. So at the end of the day, when you're organizing, what I would do is I would go through those notes, and I would say, all right, I was in Shop Bazaar, and Bazaar's gatekeeper told me that the owner's in tomorrow before noon. And I would turn to my page that said the 25th, which is a Thursday, and I would put that down on there. Then I realized I've made 2 appointments in the same area, and I would write them down on which days those are. Those are sit-down appointments with the owners. After I get all of my notes per shop that I visited organized into what day, I would look at my next day. I would look at day June 25th on Thursday, and I would say, okay, I need to be here at this time of the day, but I don't have a set appointment. But what I do have is a set appointment for this one, and they're only 15 minutes away. If I schedule my time after I leave my group meeting at 9:30, if I have these 2 hours, I can go by and hit those and try to get a sit-down appointment with an owner. But aside from that, I've got 6 shops that I can repeat. I can walk back in and see if I can get a little bit further in the door. Can I get an appointment with the owner? How far can I get? Those are the things that you need to be thinking about when you're organizing your day. Don't spend a whole lot of time driving around. You want to be on the streets. You want to be hitting these businesses. And the best way to do that is not use your prime time for organizing. Do that in the evening. And when you go in, right before you go in a shop, look at that page that has all the notes. Okay, I know the business owner's been in business 5 years. Her name is Jane. She's got 2 shops, one here in Decatur and one in Buckhead. I have that information. That helps me start a conversation with both the owners and the gatekeeper to get more information to get closer and closer to that sale. So use that as ammunition. And the other thing is, the other important piece is, once you've gone over all those details of the day and you've got your end-of-the-day report ready to email us, all that information is there. You know exactly how many businesses, what day you're going to do them, what the names of the businesses are, and you know how many visits you made that day. So easily you can shoot that email to both Brad and myself. So I'm going to ask the question that y'all are muted and can't answer. Why is that important? The end-of-the-day report. Why is that important? Partly because you work remotely, and this helps us know how to assist you. It's not like you can walk down the hall and knock on our office door and say, hey, I'm having trouble with this. But if you're sending me an end-of-the-day report, I can go to Brad or to Clint, and we do this every night. Were you experiencing this? Can you help them with that? All right, I'll take this person, and I'll go work with them there. If you'll do that. We do the things that it takes to help you and to give you the direction and guidance you need. But without those end-of-the-day reports, it's very difficult for us to know where you're at and where you may be struggling. The other thing is we also want to reward you when you're doing great. You'll get those emails back from us. I am so glad you hit that many places and that you got 5 appointments. I'm excited. Let's talk before those appointments. It's a communication guide that's extremely important in this business, so I want you to use that. We send our emails at the end of the day to both Brad and myself. We need to see those. We need to know where you're at. We need to know how to help you, because our whole goal here this summer is for everyone to be successful. That is exactly what Brad, Clint, and myself are doing the whole time, is how to make you successful. So give us those end-of-the-day reports, and I think that pretty much covers everything. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Yvonne. All right, guys, I hope you guys took really good notes on what Yvonne just shared. If you guys want to dive deeper into how she would organize herself with that notebook, then give her a call after this call, and she can walk you through how to do it. Organization is key, guys. The more organized you are, the easier each day is to organize, and the more effective you'll be, and the better use of time you'll have, and the more sales you'll make. So that was awesome. Thank you, Yvonne. Appreciate all that. Now we're going to flip it over to Clint. Clint's been traveling around and working with a lot of you in the field, and Clint's going to share his observations from the road and give you guys some do's and don'ts. So definitely pay close attention. Take really good notes. And, Clint, it is all yours, my friend.
All right. Thanks, Brad. And first off, thanks for being on the call, guys, and making the time. That's really going to count. And it's been great working with the teams at USF, FSU, Kennesaw, and today Charles of College of Charleston. Everyone's really growing out here and learning a lot, so it's been great so far. But what I wanted to share is a few observations that I've noticed and things that I think once we change around, we're going to get a lot more success. So first thing, is we got to get as much information out of gatekeepers and managers as possible, because we want to speak with the owner, and we know in a perfect world the owner would be there all the time, but they're not. So we need to find out when, so we're not driving around wasting time just hoping to catch them. So when you see a gatekeeper, get as much info. Things that I like to do is I like to go in, introduce myself, and ask them, when does the owner come in? Just like that. If they say, oh, he comes in and out, send us an email, okay, sure, but when can I come into the store and meet him right in person? If they tell you, he doesn't come in often, I've been hearing that a lot. Say, okay, well, you got to come in sometime. Is it usually at the beginning of the week or the end? And get them talking. See how much you can get out of them. Oftentimes, once they start talking, they're going to give you as much information as we need, and that's more useful for us. Find out what time, and they say, okay, let me see. Okay, he comes in Friday around lunchtime. Okay, well, what's a good time to come Friday? And just like that, instead of driving around on when they're going to be there, and you go at that time, and once you're there, you get them to sit down with you. Also, I like to get as much information as possible, and that's what we've been really implementing, and it really helps us prepare for our appointment with them. Find out if they're a renewal customer. Did you see a lot of coupons come back in here? And if they're new, what do they usually do to get a lot of college students in here? See if they've ever done a coupon book before. It helps us qualify them before we actually get in front of the owner. And basically, this just gets you in front of the owners. It makes it a lot easier for you. The second thing, sometimes in sales, it's not exactly what you say, it's how you say it. So we really need to use our personalities. We're all really unique. So cater your approach and your pitch to you and be conversational. Instead of sitting down with the owner once you get them to sit with you and jumping right into the book and building value, spend a few minutes getting to know them, ask them how long they've been the owner there, why they decided to open up a pizza shop, and why they're in Charleston. Get them to open up to you, because then they'll be a lot more open to the conversation once you start getting into your sales pitch and building value. And that really just helps them. And it also helps us because we get to ask them questions, and while they're talking, we're kind of qualifying them in our head and putting that questions that we need to fill out that ROI sheet later, so it's not as awkward when we're asking them question after question with the sheet. We already know those answers, which leads me into the next point, is these ROI sheets are our best friend. Last year when I did this internship, we didn't have those, and I really wish we did. I put together some scratch paper and do it in front of the customer, but this is really a great layout, makes it very simple, and it shows them this is just a minuscule investment compared to what they're going to get back, and it really helps them justify their investment. So walk them through that, show them, and use it in every single meeting. Whether you're pitching huge, going for a standard coupon if they don't have that big of a budget, show them how many students this is going to get to, and even a small percentage is going to bring back a lot of money for them. So this is going to help the close a lot more, which leads me into the next point, transitioning into the close. So one thing I've noticed that we're doing is in between the time where we build our value and we're starting to get them on board and actually signing a contract and getting them signed up, it's sometimes we're asking them, is this something you want to do? So that is a close. So if you're saying that, good job for putting that out there, because we always have to be closing. But rather than having them say yes or no, give them some recommendations, because we're college students. We're their target market, their demographic. They want to hear it from us. And one thing I like to do is walk them through how much one standard coupon costs, how much one online coupon costs, and then jump right into those bundles, because that's what's going to save them the most money, and it's going to get them to spend more money with us and build a lot more value in that book for the students. So instead, if you show them one standard coupon for $900, but then show them they can get 3 of these coupons and 2 online for $16.49, their eyes are going to light up because they're going to see they're going to be saving a lot more and getting a lot more from that, and it's going to make them a bigger sell. So what I like to do, instead of saying, is this something you want to do, I'd say, what I really recommend you doing is going for one of these bundles because this is going to be the best for you. And walk them through each of the bundles and then ask them, which one of these bundles do you want to run with this year? So instead of having the choice between yes or no, they have the choice between this bundle or that bundle. Or maybe if it's out of their pricing, they say, you know what, I'll just go for the coupon. But if you give them those options, they're going to respond a lot more positive. I've noticed so far. But always be closing. We're working hard and make sure that we're finishing every sale off, every pitch off. And that's all I have for you right now. Feel free to call me anytime to discuss a strategy or handling some objections. So far, the A's that I've worked with, they've been growing so much. And just implementing these 4 things I talked about right here is really going to go a long way. And those every end-of-day emails also, they're key to helping us help you to get more out of your internship. So that's all I have for you. I'll turn it back over to Brad.
All right, thanks, Clint. Hey, Clint, let me ask you this. Do you remember what you said to Yvonne when you first joined our company, and it was in reference to how you started off your selling season last year?
Yeah, I do. I told her I wasn't a superstar. It took me 2.5, 3 weeks to make my first sale. But, once you start building your leads, turn your leads into appointments, and then once you sit down with the owners and then build that value and close with them, then it starts snowballing, just like you mentioned. It really starts taking off. You just have to get to that point where you're comfortable getting down with the owners, having them sit with you and being persistent on telling them this is what's going to do great for you, and then it just goes off from there.
Perfect, yeah. And that's a great message for you guys to keep in mind. When I started in outside sales, it was with another company, and I was selling ads in the phone book. And I was not a natural at sales by any stretch. I had to really work hard and really focus on what it was I was doing wrong and right to get it to work. Once I found how it worked for me, I was off and running. So for anybody who's still working to get their first sale, or if you've only had 1 or 2 sales, patience is key. It takes a while to get that first sale, and for some of us it's longer than for others. But just know that if you continue all this activity, the sales are out there, and they will start coming in, and once they do, as Clint just said, it starts to become a bigger snowball rolling down that hill faster and faster. So just stick to it. With all the stuff that we just shared today, you guys, about being organized and prepping, success occurs when preparation meets opportunity. That's a quote that you see in the sales world all the time. Well, you guys have an opportunity each and every day to make a sale. One of the quotes I love is plan to win, prepare to win. Only then can you expect to win. And again, I'm a big sport guy, so I've heard that my whole life growing up in relation to sports, but it's the same with sales. It's the same with your classes. It's the same in your careers, that you've got to plan and prepare to be successful. Only then can you be successful. So the question is, ask yourself this: are you doing enough to prepare for each day? The night before, you should already know meeting the next day, where you're going and what you're going to say. Some of our talks with you guys, you've barely known the owner's name before you walk in, or you have nothing sketched out. You don't have any ideas to run by them, and you don't really have anything to show them. So, if you knew that preparation would land you 1 sale every day, don't you think you'd spend 20 to 30 minutes the night before to get ready for that? So one of the things you can do is just make folders, Write the business name on the outside. Take a piece of paper, sketch out a coupon with an offer on it, or just sketch out some offer ideas you can run by them. If you're not sure what offer to put on there, call one of us. Call Clint or Yvonne or myself. Now then when you walk in there and the owner says, and they say, hey, you can tell the owner, thanks for meeting me, and I've been thinking about your business, and I came up with some ideas last night that I think you'll like. Here's a campaign I recommend that we do. Check it out. Or you could say something like, look, I'm a student here, and I can speak for my friends and thousands of students here. If you ran this offer, I know you'll get students in here spending their money. Or let's say it's a renewal customer. somebody who ran an ad with Campus Special last year that we're trying to get to advertise in our book this year, and they didn't get a great return, suggest changing their offer. You could say something like, I know this offer will be a lot more effective, so let's give it another shot. Tell them, don't ask them. It's a huge difference. So be confident, be assertive. You guys represent thousands of students that spend a ton of money around town, right? Your job is to show the customers how we can help them tap into this audience and make money. All right, so let's get to the good news that I mentioned earlier in this call, right? There's a couple of things I want to share with you guys, and then we'll wrap up the call. So first is we're expanding our sale, right? From just the premium spaces, we're going to have a sale on the rest of our product options as well. So we're going to email out to everybody this afternoon a new sale pricing sheet. So this premium sale is going to keep going on through the end of June, right? So make sure that you're pushing those and letting everybody know that, hey, we've got great prices for another week and a half. So we got to get on this if you want to take advantage of the premium. Now we're going to have another sale on the others. We're going to have a sale on the bundles, a sale on the standard coupon, the online options as well. So we'll send this out to you guys this afternoon, but then take this sale to anybody that you've pitched that hasn't gone for premium spaces. Go back to anybody who said no and say, look, we're running a sale. We talked about doing a standard coupon for, $8.99. Now it's on sale for $7.99. We got to do this. We only got a couple of weeks. So this sale is going to run through July 15th, so we'll have almost 4 weeks. But make sure the only way that you guys can take advantage of this sale is if you tell all your customers about it. All right, so get out there and spread the word, just like you did with the premium sale. All right, the second piece of good news, and this is the one I'm really excited about for you guys. We sent out at the beginning of the summer the bonus structure for the end of the summer based on your revenue of sales, right? Well, we revised it, and we've taken those sales bonuses and lowered the threshold significantly. So now you can get a bonus if you sell only $10,000 in revenue instead of $20,000. We cut that bad boy in half, and we'll send out all the different levels. But now just by hitting 10K, you're earning a bonus. If you sell $20,000 this summer, and there is a handful of you that are already on the way to doing this, if you sell $20,000, you guys are going to get a cash bonus and a 50-inch flat screen TV. Are you kidding me? A 50-inch flat screen TV if you can sell $20,000. It's ridiculous. So we're sending out these new bonus levels this afternoon along with the new sales prices. So look in your email and read through it. A lot of you are already at the 10K mark. You've already earned the bonus. So get that flat screen TV. I would love nothing better than to tell Gavin back in Atlanta, hey, I need more money, dude, because we got to buy 15 flat screen TVs. So take a look at this in your email, get excited, and set your goal. Figure out what level you want to attain, and we will do everything we can to help you get there. All right, guys, it's been a great week so far. Tons and tons of sales have come in. We've got tons of sales in the hopper. I love the energy that you guys have been putting forth, the breakthroughs that you guys have had. Dig down deep, find out what motivates you guys, and let's go after it. If you believe you can achieve it, then you will achieve it. So I want to see every single one of you guys have a win today and win this week and do whatever it takes to hit your goals. Right? Winners never quit, and quitters never win. So don't just stop because it's 4:59, right? Put in the extra time, and I promise you it will pay off with a win. So we're off to a really strong first half of the summer, but it's going to come down to each and every one of you and how you perform each and every day, whether you win or lose. That will put us where we want to be at the end of July. So I know it's a challenge. I know it's hard work. I know it is hot as heck out there this week, but I guarantee you that you will look back and you will thank yourself for working so hard. It's going to pay off tenfold beyond your wildest dreams if you work hard all the way through the summer. So there was an intern last year that said to one of his managers, his goal was to have everybody in corporate know his name. He wanted to sell so much and be so successful that everybody at corporate knew his name. So that just really stuck with me. Now I want to see all of you guys go after the double level bonus, the triple, even the super bonus. Win the flat screen TVs, get connected to our career partners, and then make sure everybody at corporate office, remembers your name. So that's my song of the day. To wrap things up, it is remember the name. And thanks for calling in, guys, and good luck this afternoon.
Conference muted.